My Cougar controller is still having trouble. I still can't get it to do what it's supposed to do. The voltage, or a couple of the transistors are turned on all the time, the MOSFETs, and I can't figure out which ones they are. So what I'm going to try and do, if I have the time today, is connect the 24 volt pack up to the controller, and then the controller to the motor, and just run the DC motor. And I believe if there's only one or two transistors that are on all the time, that they will melt or let smoke out or something, and the rest of them will work the way they're supposed to. At least that's what I hope, because I have not been successful in communicating to the controller. I've resoldered all of the communication pins twice. They seem to have good contact, so I'm not sure what's actually happening there. I see the output as the controller powers up, but I do not see anything else. I can't send any commands to it, nothing echoes back. So it's, unless I blew the interface chip, which is possible, I guess. If I can just plug in with no throttle, it should only be the transistors that are failed on that should be powering up the 24 volts into the motor. And at that point, if it's only one or two, if I run a couple hundred amps through it, it should melt the offending transistors. If it's more than about half of them, I won't be able to do speed control, and I won't be able to melt the transistors, which would then mean that I would have to replace all of the transistors on the controller. In any case, that's still going to be using the e-stop. I am going to have the controller on the other side of the contactor. Maybe putting it on the battery side of the contactor makes more sense, because then I can do the precharge, and then when we're done I can just hit the e-stop and it'll take power off to the controller. And it's very hot. It's actually turning black. And then the last one is not quite as hot. So what I'm going to do is turn on my contactor, and it should just burn. And it did. I have had 2 resistors burst into flame, 3, and I've got scorch marks on 2 more. I think all of these MOSFETs failed, and that's kind of what's messing me up. Is that okay? It looks like we're now clear, and we have a solid green light, solid green LED. This voltage is still weird. Okay, we're at 27.1 now. When I failed when I heard the bang, we actually got smoke out of 2 of the MOSFETs and black stuff around the edges. When I tried to measure to find out what in fact was wrong, I believe we ended up having several of the MOSFETs failed, and that's why I was having such a problem trying to figure out which one it was, because it was a heck of a lot more than one. It was at least 5, probably 7. So I'm going to take this back down to my basement, hook it up to my little test blower and stuff, and just verify what, if anything, is still working. See if the throttle still works and stuff like that, because that's not what I was expecting, or not what I was hoping for, but kind of what I was expecting. I'm just going to shut off the power, and after shutting off the power, if I disconnect the clips, the resistor that I put across here for the precharge was 6.7 ohms, 10 watts. It's actually warm with the current it was putting through the transistors to the motor. We didn't come anywhere near enough current to actually turn the motor, but it was an interesting test. I think it was an interesting test.